Hello there, and welcome to another episode of Last Week Tonight. Tonight, we're diving headfirst into the murky waters of cybersecurity, where a seemingly harmless app is making waves for all the wrong reasons. Remember January 2025? The year started with a bang, with everyone and their grandmother downloading DeepSeek AI. It was the app to have, promising to revolutionize how we search and interact with the digital world. It was like having a super smart assistant in your pocket, ready to answer any question and fulfill your every command. But here's the thing about shiny new apps. Sometimes their brilliance can blind us to the dangers lurking beneath the surface. Recent discoveries have thrown a rather large spanner in the works, revealing potential security vulnerabilities that could be siphoning off your data faster than you can say privacy violation. Buckle up, folks, because things are about to get interesting. DeepSeek AI was marketed as the ultimate tool for personal and professional use. It boasted features like real-time language translation, advanced image recognition, and even predictive text that seemed to read your mind. People were using it to navigate foreign cities, manage their schedules, and even to help with their kids' homework. It was a game changer, or so it seemed. But as with many things that seem too good to be true, there was a catch. Users began to notice that the app required an alarming number of permissions, access to your camera, microphone, contacts, and even your location at all times. Cybersecurity experts started digging deeper, and what they found was unsettling. The app was not just collecting data for its functionality, it was hoarding it, storing vast amounts of personal information on remote servers. This data was then being analyzed, and in some cases, sold to third parties without the user's explicit consent. The implications were staggering: identity theft, financial fraud, and a complete erosion of personal privacy. Governments around the world have started to take notice, launching investigations and calling for stricter regulations on data privacy. But for many users, the damage has already been done. So what can you do to protect yourself? First and foremost, be cautious about the apps you download. Read the permissions carefully and think twice before granting access to sensitive information. Consider using security apps that can monitor and restrict data access, and always keep your software updated to protect against the latest threats. In this digital age, staying informed and vigilant is your best defense against the wolves in sheep's clothing. Thanks for watching and stay safe out there. Now let's talk about Ollama APIs. These are the unsung heroes of the digital world, the invisible threads that weave together the fabric of our interconnected applications. They are the gatekeepers, the messengers, and the facilitators of data exchange. Without them, our apps would be isolated islands, unable to communicate or share information. These little things are the digital bridges that allow apps like DeepSeek to talk to powerful AI models in the cloud. Imagine them as the postal service of the internet, delivering packets of data from one place to another, ensuring that everything runs smoothly and efficiently. Sounds innocent enough, right? Well, on February 7, 2025, cybersecurity firm UpGuard dropped a bombshell. They revealed a vulnerability that sent shockwaves through the tech community. They found a whopping 7,000 Ollama APIs left exposed online, like leaving your front door wide open while you're on vacation. This wasn't just a minor oversight, it was a glaring security lapse that put countless systems at risk. That's a 70% increase since November 2024, by the way. This surge in exposed APIs highlighted a growing problem in the tech industry: the need for better security practices and more robust safeguards. Clearly, someone forgot to lock up. This oversight wasn't just a simple mistake. It was a wake-up call for companies relying on these APIs to secure their data. Here's the kicker: 700 of those exposed APIs were linked to DeepSeek. 700. This wasn't just a small hiccup, it was a major breach that compromised sensitive information and raised serious questions about data security. We're not talking about your grandma's recipe app here, people. This is big leagues. DeepSeek is a major player in the tech world, and this breach underscored the importance of stringent security measures. The incident served as a stark reminder that in our increasingly digital world, vigilance and proactive security are more crucial than ever. But wait, there's more. Just when you thought the story couldn't get any more intriguing, it takes another twist. Remember those concerns about DeepSeek potentially leaking data? Well, they weren't just baseless fears. The whispers in the tech community grew louder, and soon, they were impossible to ignore. On January 28, 2025, alarm bells started ringing when experts noticed something fishy about the app's cloud activity. It wasn't just a minor glitch, it was a full-blown red alert. It seemed like millions of user records were being sent, somewhere. The data was moving at an alarming rate and no one knew where it was headed. The mystery deepened as cybersecurity experts scrambled to trace the source. Then, on February 9, 2025, the other shoe dropped. The situation escalated from concerning to critical as more details emerged. Cybersecurity firm Faroot, bless their vigilant souls, uncovered a smoking gun-hidden code in DeepSeek's web version, linking it directly to, you guessed it, China Mobile. This wasn't just a minor oversight, it was a deliberate connection. Now, China Mobile isn't just your friendly neighborhood telecom provider, it's a giant in the telecom industry with far-reaching influence and capabilities. It's state-controlled and has alleged ties to the Chinese military. This connection raised even more red flags, as the implications of such a link were staggering. Oh, and it's currently sanctioned by the US government. These sanctions weren't just symbolic, they were a clear message about the risks involved. Not exactly the kind of company you want having access to your private data. The stakes were higher than ever, and the need for vigilance became paramount. So, what do the experts have to say about all this? Cybersecurity expert Lisa Garber put it bluntly, using DeepSeek is like playing Russian roulette with your data. You might be fine, or you might end up with your entire digital life plastered across the internet. Ivan Serini, CEO of Faroot, was even more direct. This is not a mistake, this is by design. He stressed the severity of the hidden code and the lack of action from DeepSeek's developers. They're about as responsive as a brick wall right now. Section 5. Echoes of TikTok, a familiar threat. If all this sounds eerily familiar, it's because we've been here before. Remember TikTok? The wildly popular video sharing app that was also caught with its hand in the data cookie jar? Well, DeepSeek is like TikTok on steroids. It's not just collecting your dance moves and favorite songs. This app delves into your deepest, darkest search queries, potentially exposing everything from your financial information to your medical history. We're talking about the keys to your digital kingdom, folks. Section 6. Intentional oversights or a calculated risk. Now, some folks might try to argue that these security flaws are just honest mistakes, oversights by well-meaning developers. But here's the thing. When it comes to cybersecurity, ignorance is not a valid excuse, especially not for a company as large and sophisticated as DeepSeek. The experts seem to agree this stinks of something more deliberate. Whether it's intentional data harvesting or a blatant disregard for user privacy, the end result is the same. Our data is at risk. Section 7. Governments on high alert. The good news, if you can call it that, is that governments around the world are finally starting to take notice. The US Navy, Texas, NASA, and even Italy have all restricted the use of DeepSeek on their networks. That's right, even Italy, the land of pasta and relaxed data privacy laws, is drawing a line in the sand. This growing concern is a sign that people are waking up to the very real threat posed by apps like DeepSeek. But the question is, are we waking up fast enough? Section 8. Protecting your digital kingdom. So what can you, the average Joe or Jane scrolling through this right now, do about it? Well, for starters, stay informed. Don't just blindly download the latest app because everyone else is. Do your research, read reviews, and be wary of anything that seems too good to be true. Secondly, demand transparency from the companies you entrust with your data. Hold their feet to the fire and make it clear that you won't stand for shady practices and hidden agendas. Section 9. The fight for transparency and trust. We live in a digital age where our lives are increasingly intertwined with the apps and devices we use every day. It's time we start treating our digital privacy with the same seriousness we afford our physical safety. The DeepSeek scandal is a wake-up call, a stark reminder that our data is valuable and vulnerable. It's time to fight for transparency, accountability, and a future where we can all enjoy the benefits of technology without fearing for the safety of our information. That's it for tonight, folks. Go forth, be vigilant, and for heaven's sake, change your passwords.